Yeah, I mean, I think that
Four
that's
to fives.
Four
yeah.
fives. Okay.
It
Yeah.
seems like we might have had some, yeah, at 5 minutes.
Okay.
I
Like
think minutes
so and
is
so started, yeah. Like so and so started swimming lessons at 9:05. They were there for
Okay.
an hour. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think to the minute comes in like 4th or 5th grade.
Okay.
Okay. So for now, we would definitely want to hone in on at least mastery of up to the 5 minutes in order to do this. So the vocabulary would be listed over here, and that would be discussed during your learning, and then you would have their evidence of learning. So today it might be today's lesson might be hour and half hour. Next day, and all you would have to do is change this. I mean, the I can would sort of stay the same, but the student evidence of learning. Now, I want to share with, so if I were to say to you, if I was a teacher, why do you need to know time to the 5 minutes, or why do you need to know elapsed time? What might your response be?
I would say, like, if you're going to baseball practice and it's going to be an hour from now, and you have to know when your mom or dad's going to pick you up. Use some real life lessons, or like say they go to a sped and they're pulled out. Okay, right. You go at 9:15 every day. And it's 8:30 now. How many more minutes do you have to wait if they come up? Miss Hart, when do I go?
I love it. The real life connection.
Yeah,
or out they're cooking something.
Yes. And now we're doing that even more, right? It's going to take 45 minutes and you better know. Yeah. I agree with you. I think, hang on. Do you think that it is more meaningful for them to want to learn this if they know that it can actually apply to their life?
Yeah, because when they ask you, when do I go to Miss so-and-so for SPED, they're going to be so happy with themselves when they can figure it out.
I agree.
They're going to have like a hurrah moment,
Yeah.
So.
Those world life applications are really important, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. They're like, I'm just learning this to learn it to make you happy. It's not something I'm going to be able to use.
Exactly.
And we've all been there.
Like algebra.
Yeah, exactly. And I can make an argument for algebra as well. I mean, it's all unknowns, and life is unknown, and I mean, believe me, I have an answer for everything. But getting them to be like, oh, okay, yeah, definitely, okay. So this is the form that I have, and like I said, I go through it on Mondays, and then, but you can see how easily it can be changed. The why do I need to know this? Yeah. But sometimes why do I need to know this would build on the next one to get up to that larger one. All right. So with all of that, this is just going to be the pros about it. It helps teachers become better able to plan and kind of make a timeline of looking at that big TEK and then breaking it down, and then describe exactly what they will learn, how they're going to learn it, and how they're going to demonstrate their learning. Teachers are bringing the kids in on the learning process. And we know that when students feel ownership, or like we were just saying, can apply it to their lives, I do need to know this, it's more meaningful, and they'll work harder, I feel. And it has proven. And then we have that student evidence of learning, and we know what we're looking for. We know the skills, and we know how they're going to show that they have understanding. And then and the last one just says we're translating this success criteria into the student evidence of learning. So I'm going to just go quickly over this, where we have our learning targets. It leads to effective instruction, increased achievement, because we know what we're teaching. Like that teacher in the elevator, he didn't know how to teach them to just go move. He ran to their aid, and then he didn't know how to do it. So it increases our understanding of what they actually need and what that needs to look like. And then it leads to the meaningful learning and how they can apply it to their lives. And then the students then take more ownership through knowledge and look-fors, and they aim for learning targets. They know what they have to do. They know what they have to do. They know the steps, and then they can set specific goals, and and a lot of times I know we offer different strategies to solve things, and then they can, once they try all of them, they can pick which one is best for them. So this is just what we were talking about before, ladies, about CFAs and how we plan, we deliver, and then we check. And, you know, if we don't check and they just say, I remember, you know, if you don't have time and the kids are all like this, and then you do have time and you check and you're like, wait a second, they were all shaking their heads yes. But we have to give our which one is it? A performance of understanding, so that we can pull our small groups to either reteach, because some of them are just, you know, for lack of a better term, they're clueless about it and they missed it. So you have to reteach it, maybe reteach it a different way. You know, every strategy doesn't come across in the same way. So here is what I do. So today's lesson, say that would say, tell time to the 15 minutes and the date. And then I would go through and see who's getting it, who's not. And I use, I hate to say this, the regressive monitoring, Susan. If the student gets it, it's a little bit of contention there, but if they get a star in, you know, this place, it means they've gotten it. If they have an X in that place, it means they don't get it. So the star would go here, high performance. So tomorrow's small group would be, they would practice and extend. If they had a check mark, that means they're sort of getting it. And what the check mark translates to students is check back with this step, or, you know, and there's immediate feedback there. So they are the ones that are probably going to be in the medium range, where they need a reteach, a review, and then practice. And then the X, it means, and I try not to put an X. What do I put? I don't know, but an X in my grade book would mean they're just clueless. So then I would take this page, and then that would be for tomorrow's small group meeting. Right. So it's very fluid. Some kids get time, some kids don't. Some kids get geometry and some kids don't. So what's good is that these groups are very fluid. So, you know, taking it out of, because really this is all student centered. So, but taking it out of that, it's beneficial for students, it's beneficial for teachers and knowing their craft better. It's also better for principals because they recognize what's working and what's not working to promote achievement. They can see what's being done in the classroom at a pretty segmented level, so they can kind of predict which classrooms are going to be doing better than others. And they can see up to minute student performance. They don't need to wait until summative assessments. They know, and they can help, they can guide learning, and then they can provide targeted feedback for teachers and say, well, you know, these kiddos did poorly on their time to the 15 minutes. You know, how are you going to teach them or remediate with them? Because once you go to time to the minute or start to do elapsed time, it's gonna fall apart. So it also provides the opportunity for instructional coaches or principals to give targeted feedback to the teachers. And then even, I know, shareholders, you think about this rippling effect, it's going to affect the data for a school. And district administrators can see what key elements or which strategies or support they need to be sending to schools. Maybe some more PD on how to teach us if one school is lacking in an area. And then it gives them some strong and cohesive performance data for decision making. What's working? Do we need, you know, to beef up our lessons that we provide to teachers? Because ideally, central office administrators, principals, they really just want to increase student learning to build on future learning and to then just really create lifelong learners. All right, so here we go. So what, I absolutely love this video, but what learning targets, what do you think the TEAC would be for this scenario?
I think it would be, I can learn how to get off an escalator if it is stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Or I will know, or I will
You
learn
will
how to
learn,
collaborate with.
learning is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jen, what do you think?
I will know how to solve the problem of the escalator stopping. Now, I will learn how to get myself off the escalator if it stops or breaks
Okay.
That's good.
by talking to my partner.
Yeah. Okay. So I can. So let's
Mhm.
break it up into our learning targets. I can solve the problem in the event that the escalator stops. I will do this by
Yeah.
talking to my partner to
Come up with a
brainstorm
solution.
some
Yeah.
solutions.
With a solution. Yeah.
And then why do I need to know this skill? Why do I need to know what to do in this scenario? Why
I
do
need
they,
to know so I can get to my destination.
right, get to my destination, not be
Yeah.
late, not get frustrated.
Yeah.
And then student evidence of learning. Student evidence of learning would be what?
If I got off.
Yeah, if I started moving forward,
If I
if
was
I got off
successful. Yeah.
that yeah, made it to the next level. Good. So
I made it to where I was supposed to be.
Right.
exactly. Wonderful. So I wrote on there, I have to admit this article intrigued me. Why students don't care about your learning targets. Well, the author of this blog believes in learning targets. And I've been using them for probably, gosh, I don't remember when that instruction was, that learning tree. But I've been using them for years. And the bottom line, the moral of this story is that teachers don't want to be bothered with the day-to-day. Teachers feel like it's just an extra thing. Teachers don't like to have the discourse with their students. And they just kind of like the way their personal beliefs say, this is how I'm teaching it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But the bottom line is, if you do use the learning targets, they work, and they'll help teachers get better at their craft, and they'll help students master skills needed to build for learning. And I think that is it. Let's see. Yeah. And then that's the book that it came out of. And there are so many more modules. There's forms for just about everything. And also for walkthroughs, it's also something on there for principals, like what they really need to be looking at for authentic learning. You know, sometimes principals want certain things that, you know, get pushed down from central office. They need to have this, they need to have this, they need to have learning objectives, language objectives, whatever. But learning targets shows what authentic things honestly need to be viewed in a classroom. All right, so now, how am I stopping this? Oh wait, show thumbnail. Oh no. I know I'm gonna screw this up because I have to stop the recording. Oh wait,
Yeah,
here.
you just could stop recording.
Okay, here.